I might say some things that people may think I don't like the movie or think I hate it for whatever reason. I don't see the need or reason for this movie to exist.
This feels like it was a solid business move, considering that How to Train Your Dragon is a big part of their new Epic Universe theme park. What would you rate the movie, Eric?
I think I'd rate it.
Cinema Rose Podcast.
Welcome to the Cinema Rolls Podcast. Today we will be talking about How to Train Your Dragon, the live action. The director is Dean DeBlois. I think that's how you pronounce his name, or DeBlois. I think it's DeBlois though, and it's written by Dean DeBlois, Cressida Cowell, and William Davies, and it stars Mason Thames, or Thames, I think Thames, Mason Thames, Nico Parker, and Gerard Butler. And with that, Eric, would you like to start us off?
Sure. Yeah. Um, so I like the movie. I think I might say some things that people may think I don't like the movie or think I hate it for whatever reason. That's not the case. I like the movie. I thought it was good. I like the cast. I think they casted everyone well. Gerard Butler coming back as Stoic was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
The dragons looked awesome.
Yeah.
The flying scenes were cool. I liked the sets. Everything was good. The movie was very well made. But it's the exact same movie from like 2010, right? That's like 15 years ago. I don't see the need or reason for this movie to exist because the other one's there. And I actually think it's slightly better, the animated. I feel like the emotional beats hit harder in the animated movie than it did the live action. Um, but it's still a good movie. If you've never seen How to Train Your Dragon before, you'll like the movie. The kids are going to like the movie. I just don't see the need for it because it's the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that's pretty much exactly what I have to say about it, to be quite honest. I wrote some notes. I like it. I liked it, but yeah, it's just exactly the reason I like it though is because I like the old movie,
Yeah,
and
right. And it's the same.
it's almost exactly the same. It's the same as the first one, just minor changes, like minor detail changes. There's a couple scenes that were left. I think maybe not even a lot was left out from the old one, and then there's a couple new things that were put in. Um, and like when the parents go to find the
The nest.
nest, that scene when they're on the boat, like I don't think that was in the first one. At least I don't remember it.
I don't know. I don't
And
remember. I
the
watched the
dragon's like
movie.
underwater. It's like an
Oh
underwater
yeah.
settlement.
Yeah, I don't think that was in the movie.
I don't remember seeing that in
Yeah.
the first one. So that was new, but that's like I think the newest thing that they added. I think, and then also too the character who was trying to make his dad proud.
It's
They
not.
like kind of focused. Yeah, they
Yeah.
focused on that a little bit more. I'm not even sure if that was even present at all in the first
That
one,
wasn't
but
in the animated movie at all. I watched it like
I
a
don't
week
think
or
so.
so
Yeah,
ago and it wasn't
yeah,
there. I liked it in this
yeah,
one, but
yeah. I
yeah.
agree. I think it was a nice little addition, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Um, So yeah, it was the exact same movie but with minor changes, and uh, I think the minor changes is just a like a safe bet considering all the controversy that comes around changing the source material. Obviously, DreamWorks and Universal has had a long time to watch Disney fuck up a lot of shit,
Yeah.
and uh, to me, this feels like it was like a solid business move by Universal,
Hmm.
considering that How to Train Your Dragon is a big part of their new Epic Universe theme park. So they needed to kind of keep this IP fresh and this franchise fresh and exciting, and they needed to not fuck it up. So I think the safest bet to not fuck it up was just make the same fucking movie with, live action characters and realistic CG. Um, so Yeah, and then also there's one thing they did take out that I noticed. There's a scene in the first movie where Hiccup is hanging out with Toothless on a they're on like a cliff or something. And they're hanging out with these little dragons. I think he's like giving them snacks or some shit. And the little dragons like blows fire. I think into Toothless mouth. Some one of them blows fire, little ember into their mouth, and they like kind of freak out. And then that's how he realizes he puts it together that the dragons aren't um they're weak on the inside. You know what I mean? They're out the exterior it can handle the flames and whatnot, but inside it can't.
Right.
Um so they took that out, which I don't think they should have took it out because it's literally how he figures out how to kill the main dragon, which is why he has Toothless blow a giant. I don't know. I wouldn't say fireball, but Toothless blows like some kind of like the kind of I don't know. It doesn't look like fire. It looks like a Kamehameha wave or something, you know. But he has him blow it into the big dragon's mouth. That's how you know. So I think that was kind of important that but they took it out. It's just also something that's also kind of minor, I think. Um, but they did a really good job at matching all the set designs, all the color schemes, the lighting, the characters the dragons look exactly exactly like to the animated one, but just realistic. So everything that was really well done as far as
It
matching it
was.
to the old
Yeah.
one. Um, but let's see. But even though they matched it really well, I think the animated one's still more beautiful. There's a scene at the end. It's a shot at the end actually. In the animated one, after Hiccup goes down with Toothless, and they go into the fire, and they think Hiccup died, and the dad walks up to Toothless laying on the ground. There's a shot where he's standing there next to them, and then all the Vikings are on the other side. There's like a little stream of water dividing them, and the Vikings are on the other side, and they're standing behind them is like a bunch of mist. So and the mist is all white and gray, and they're kind of standing in silhouette with kind of like a rim light around them to kind of really accentuate their silhouettes. And it's a beautiful shot, and it looks sorrowful. It looks like you could really feel that. You don't have to know any context. You could just look at the still of that frame and know exactly what's happening because it's so well done. Um, and you just don't get that in this live action one. So like I think the beauty in the animated one is superior to the beauty in this one, even though this one did have beautiful moments and it did, like when they're flying, it was really dope. Um, but yeah, and one thing I love about this movie, or I should say story, because it's exactly the same as the first one, is the core theme of uh empathy and understanding. They kind of drill that into the core theme of the story, even with the dragons, right? The main dragons, uh, they mirror the main characters in the movie, and even Hiccup, right? Like you couldn't really see the mirror there, other than the fact that he was scared, like Hiccup was. Like even Hiccup says, like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I saw how afraid he was, and he reminded me of myself." But then it goes even further to the point where Hiccup loses his leg, and you know Toothless is missing that part of his back wing or whatever. I don't know what that wing
It's
is
like a
called, but
fin almost. Yeah.
yeah. um, and they're both now paraplegics, pretty much. So yeah, it's the dragons like mirror the characters like really well, and I think the point of that is to just the Vikings are supposed to see themselves in the dragons, so that and yeah, so they feel empathetic towards them, and they don't kill them anymore. But yeah, I like the movie, but I mostly like it just because I like the old one.
Yeah. That's what I've been saying. It's like, yeah, I liked the movie when I saw it 15 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same movie. It's good. Like I don't want people to think I hate the movie, but it is the same.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I noticed that they did mention his mom a little bit more. I think in the original they didn't say a whole lot. It is implied that she may have been killed or taken by the dragons, but they mentioned it like a few more times in this movie.
I think also, have you seen the other How to Train Your Dragons?
I saw the second one. I don't remember it. Is that the one where they meet his mom, or is that?
Yeah, they meet the mom.
Yeah.
They meet the mom in that one.
Mhm.
So I think the reason why they probably mentioned it more in this one is because they're just planning on
Sequel.
making a sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see the post credit scene?
No, I wasn't sure if there was one because I went to an early screening. It was like 2 days before the movie came out, and there was nothing online that said whether or not there was one, so we just left.
There pretty much wasn't. It was just you know the scene where he's looking at the book and he's trying to find more out about the Night Fury?
Yeah.
It was just that, but he was like tapping on the pages of his drawing, and that was it.
Oh, that's
Everyone in the
lame.
theater was like, that was it? Like what? Like everyone's kind of pissed that they waited.
Wow, I'm glad I left. But I did get the merch that they were selling.
Oh yeah, show it off,
Yeah,
Eric.
yeah. So I got cup, a little toothless on top, and bucket. It comes with magnetic, little toothless.
Very nice.
And when we left the auditorium, since we went to this early access screening,
What? You got the poster?
yeah, they gave everyone a poster when we were leaving the theater.
Whoa, nice.
Yeah, so that
That's
was
pretty
cool.
cool.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone from AMC would watch this or listen, but that was cool. The early access because I went to the A list. We still got it for free. But the fan events you guys do, I've gone to a couple of them. We have to pay for those, so not included in the A list. That's the only thing extra we get is a keychain. Like, fine.
Fucking whack.
Like, come on, we're paying $24 a month for this. Like, okay, I get a special event. Make it a little bit more special then, you know?
Yes, step up your game, AMC. No, we don't really have an AMC close to us, or otherwise I would be like an AMC. What's it called?
A list?
I would be an A-lister or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't really have one. The closest one I think is like 30 minutes from us. So I'm a Regal member. I don't know what the fuck they call us. There's like they have a name for us too. But
Yeah. All right.
yeah.
Cool.
So what would you rate the movie, Eric?
I think I'd rate it 7.5.
Cool. I was gonna say a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna give it a 6.5 because I was kind of mad that it was like I don't know, not really useless. Yeah, I guess it was not needed. The movie was not
It
needed.
is not needed. The movie it doesn't tell us why it's necessary, like why it needed to be made. It's just the same thing. So say what you want about Disney, their remakes. At least sometimes they do try to change things and mix it up a bit. I mean, one of their best ones was Maleficent, and that was completely different and told story from her perspective. And
True.
that movie did great. I didn't care for it too much myself, but you
Yeah.
know,
Well, I guess Maleficent isn't really like a remake though, right?
it's
It's
like
like
a
a
retelling.
spinoff.
Yeah,
Yeah, retelling. It's like the same story, but it's from a different perspective.
yeah,
Yeah. So I guess that's why though.
right? Yeah,
I think that's better. I honestly I don't know what they could have done with this. I don't. You guys have probably if you guys have been listening to our podcast, you guys already know that I don't really like these live action things that they're doing. So like, I don't know if there's anything that they could have done to make me more happy with it.
yeah.
But I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to our cousin Sean. He went and watched it like last night or the night before, and
Mm.
he said it was best live action remake they've ever made. It was 10 out of 10, spot on, great movie. And I was like, "You're wrong." And so we we had a little bit of a fight today on Snapchat. Um,
Nice.
he was like, "Put me on the pod. I want to talk about it." I told him it's, too close to us recording. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, he liked it. He loved it because it was the same movie. And I was like, okay. I mean, everyone
Yeah.
has, their opinions and their preferences, but
Yeah. I don't know. I don't, I just it's a useless movie. There's no need to make it. The if you like the story, you like the movie, watch the original one. You know what I mean? I
right?
mean,
Like if the point
yeah,
is to like introduce these characters to a new like generation of kids, why not just re-release the movie in theaters and put like a big marketing campaign behind it? Because that's what they did with the
yeah,
Star Wars movies back in the day. Like that's how I was introduced to Star Wars because they put them back
yeah,
in theaters. Granted, this was a
yeah,
little bit before this prequel series, so obviously they were like trying to gear up for that too. But
yeah,
our parents didn't watch Star Wars. My older brother didn't watch Star Wars, so I really didn't know anything about it until they started putting the movies back out. You know?
yeah, yeah. I got introduced to Star Wars with the Phantom Menace.
Love
I think I
that
was like
movie.
6 when it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It's just I'm just tired of these studios feeding off our nostalgia and playing it safe. And
Money
I want
grab,
new things.
right?
Yeah, yeah. I want new. Yeah, it's a money grab. I want new things. I want new stories. I love this story,
Yeah. I
but
mean, if you are going to take an old story and adapt it to a new medium, have something new to say or give us a different vision, different perspective. Because
yeah.
if you are going to do the same movie, like you said, they're just playing it safe, and
Mm,
it was boring. I told Sean like I was kind of bored in the movie. Like it was
I was too.
great. It was a good movie. It was very well made. Loved everyone in it, and it was visually pleasing. But like I've already seen this, so I was bored.
Agreed. I felt the same way. I,
Yeah,
I felt myself. I think even Arya too. We both kind of getting antsy in the middle of the movie because we're just like we she had just watched it with her the animated one. She watched the animated one with her brother like sometime this week. So like every time like something would happen, she's like, "That wasn't in the old one." She's like, "This was in the old one. That wasn't in the old one." Like she was like, she's like trying to catch all the details.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, and Natalie and I had watched it. I think Friday, but to be fair, I was like working on a prop. Like I'm making a cosplay, so I was working on a prop. So I wasn't really looking at the movie the whole time we were watching it. So there was a couple times throughout this movie, I was like, "Was that in the old one?" And Natalie's like, "We literally just watched it the other day." I was like, "I wasn't looking at it. I
yeah,
was just listening."
yeah. There's speaking of cosplay, Brandon Routh is going to be at Fan Expo a couple weeks after I get back from Florida, and I'm thinking.
Who's Brandon Ralph again?
So most people I think know him from I think Legends of Tomorrow's TV show, and he played Adam I think in that one, and then he was also Superman in Superman Returns.
Oh,
But
okay.
the reason why I'd want to meet him and possibly get his picture is because he's Todd Ingram and Scott Pilgrim,
Oh, right.
and I
Yeah.
and I have that shirt, that like cartoony like Punisher shirt that he has.
Hmm.
So I was thinking about getting that shirt and getting a picture with him. I was like, if I have the shirt, might as well like try to do the full cosplay, get like the white pants. I was like, do I want to bleach my hair? What do I do? I don't
Go
know.
wig. Go with the wig. It's
Yeah,
a lot of work for a cosplay.
it is a lot of work for a cosplay. Like, I don't know if I want to do that. And like asked our cousin Maya, and he said, oh, if you're gonna do that, you're gonna want to like do it like 2 weeks in advance. I'm like, I would have to have bleach hair for 2 weeks before I do this. Like, I'm good. I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. So I was planning on I was planning on looking at some fun facts for this episode,
Hmm.
and I forgot, so I just googled it right now. Let's see. Let's go into fun facts. Interesting. Okay. I always kind of thought Toothless was based off of like a black cat
Mhm.
because the way he kind of looks, like even the way his eyes kind of shrink or whatever, right, and like open, always reminded me of a black cat. And then we have a few black cats here that we feed, like outdoor cats,
Mhm.
and they remind me so much of Toothless. like even the way
Oh,
they behave and stuff, you know.
yeah.
And I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if like whoever created it based it off their own like black cat that they have. But right here it says Toothless inspiration. Well, the book version of Toothless is small and green, which I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
The film's Toothless was inspired by a black panther with feline-like features and behavior taken from cats, dogs, and horses, which I think makes sense because there's a couple times too where he reminds me of a dog.
I did.
Spe-
Was that?
Go ahead.
I was say I didn't know that in the book he was a lot different as far as how he looked, and
Interesting.
I remember hearing that he was based off. I think like what was it, a panther? You said like one of the bigger cats, and also
Yeah, Black
amalgamation of
Panther.
other animals. But
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple times where he reminds me of a dog, like when he gets up from after realizing he doesn't have a leg anymore.
mhm.
Just kind of helping him. He reminds me of like a support
Yeah,
animal, like a dog. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. So the touch scene, the scene where like puts his
yeah.
hand out, right? Apparently, the hesitation Toothless shows when Hiccup reaches out to touch him was initially a mistake in the animation, but the animators liked it so much that they kept it in the film.
Nice. That's in the original film, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
original film, and not this one because it's the same. Interesting. The book version of Toothless is a lot smaller. It says about the size of a terrible terror breed. I don't know what that means though. What is a terrible terror?
I'm assuming it's one of the breeds in the film. It's probably one of those small
Oh,
ones.
oh, gotcha. Yeah, so he's a smaller one in the book. And this one's kind of fun. There's a reference to Madagascar in it.
Huh.
The film has a reference to Madagascar with a hippo appearing in a dragon flock.
Interesting.
I don't think I
Okay.
ever noticed that before. It was written and directed by two former Disney stalwarts. What's a stalwart? That's a word?
I don't know.
That's what they used in this article.
Okay.
I'm gonna say employees. I'm guessing
Yeah.
former Disney employees. Chris Sanders and Dean DeBlois. Is Chris Sanders the
That
same guy that worked on Stitch?
that's Stitch, yeah.
He's the guy that created Stitch,
He
no?
created Stitch, he directed the animated movie and is the voice of Stitch.
So he was one of the writers for uh writers maybe slash directors.
Mm.
And then this live action, I guess, is directed by the same guy, Dean DeBlois, from the first movie. So he made the same movie twice.
Yeah. Chris Sanders could probably get 2 big paydays this year, huh? Stitch and How to Train Your Dragon. And How to Train Your
Yeah.
Dragon just knocked out Stitch from the top
Sheesh.
movie this year. Or
Chris Sanders is making money.
yeah.
And also, too, something that's, I think this is really cool, honestly. The cinematographer, a legendary cinematographer worked on the movie, and that cinematographer is, and I'm talking about the original movie, that cinematographer is Roger Deakins. Roger Deakins, he worked on Blade Runner. I think he worked on both Blade Runners. I know for sure he worked on 2049. And that's it. The cinematography of that movie is amazing.
I still haven't seen 2049.
It's good. It's good. I know a lot of people that liked the original Blade Runner didn't like this new
Mhm.
one, but it's directed by Denis Villeneuve. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Dune.
Yeah, he did Dune 2. He also did Arrival.
Yeah.
He's up there. My favorite director.
He is
He's so
a
good.
visionary director for sure.
He's amazing, yo. So yeah, Roger Deakins. It says they brought Roger Deakins as a visual consultant, right? So it's hard to like be a cinematographer in an animated movie because you're not really working with the camera. You know,
Mhm.
you're working with a digital camera. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
same but different. You know.
Mhm.
And then a lot of like the lighting and stuff. It's like lighting artists. It's a lot. There's a lot more to the animation stuff than just one guy kind of doing it. But he was a visual consultant for it, which makes sense as to why when I was saying earlier the animated one, it's just fucking stunning. Like it's so beautiful. Oh, hold up, what's this one? Steven Spielberg helped change the film. Spielberg was one of the heads of DreamWorks when it was its own studio. The legendary director thought the bond between Hiccup and Toothless was losing steam as the film continued, comparing their dynamic to a cowboy and their horse in a western. As such, they added Toothless to the scene where Hiccup is dealing with losing part of his leg after the battle with the Red Death Dragon. Oh, so that part where he wakes up without his leg and Toothless is there to help him out and support him. That was
Spielberg.
in there. That was in there because Spielberg. Yeah.
Interesting.
There you go. That's enough fun facts. I like to do these fun fact things because people it makes good for short form content.
Yeah,
People eat that shit up.
they do.
That's our most viewed video on YouTube. Is the one with the Karate Kid fun facts.
I saw that. Yeah.
It's not even a fun video. I don't. It's not even my favorite video of ours, but people
Yeah.
fucking watch it like crazy.
It's like,
I was-
oh, fun facts, cool.
I was telling Natalie, people love that shit because they like to like watch things like that and then go and tell their friends
Tell
as if
people,
they knew
yeah.
it already. Yeah, yeah,
Like, oh, did you
Yeah.
know?
yeah. Any movie suggestions?
Based on How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about suggestions, but I would give out live action suggestions, but I can't think of any that I haven't already suggested. Um,
Okay, I'll give some. Maybe you could think of some while you're trying to while I'm doing this. This isn't like super relevant or even connected to How to Train Your Dragon at all. But I was just thinking of other like cool animated films that involve like animals or whatever. And there's this one on Apple TV Plus called Wolf Walkers. And it's about this girl they're in Ireland, I think, but she's British. Her dad's like a wolf hunter. They like bring her dad into this village to try to help them with their wolf problem. And she meets this girl who could turn into a wolf. And the main character actually ends up turning into like a werewolf herself. They're pretty much werewolves. And yeah, it's a really good and underrated movie. Aria really likes this movie a lot. She used to watch it all the time. It's beautifully stunning, and it's just it's in the style of it's like the old Celtic art. And this studio they do this style like almost every time. I think it's an Irish studio. I forget the name of them though. What is it? What is their studio name? Cartoon Saloon. Yeah, they're an Irish animation studio. And they actually did a episode for you know how Disney did like those Star Wars shorts. They had an anime version where they had different Japanese studios do it, and then they had Sith, where it's like mostly Sith focused, I think.
yeah,
And they had different studios from all around the world do it. Cartoon Saloon did an episode for them.
awesome.
Yeah, they're really good. They're amazing. And then another one I think that is cool and also underrated is also on Apple TV Plus. I forget the name of it. Okay, so it's a short film. It's like 30 minutes long. It's called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. Super cute movie. It's a really easy watch. It's like 30 minutes long, and it has a lot of wisdom in it, and it's so beautiful. I think it's based off a book or something because it looks like kind of like your like stereotypical like children's book type of art. And this movie actually reminds me of like this old like Christmas snowman movie. Natalie really likes it. I forget what it's called too though. So yeah, I'd suggest those movies. Not necessarily because they have anything to do with How to Train Your Dragon, but they're like two animated movies that have to deal with animals and empathy and things like that. And I
Similar
think it's
themes.
yeah, similar
Yeah.
themes.
Cool. I didn't think of anything, but um, is there any dragon that you like from film or TV? Like, do you have favorite dragons?
Smog, Drogon, um, Icarus from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, Icarus.
Yeah, everyone forgets about him because he was like there and then he wasn't.
I
Like
I can't forget about Icarus because that song that Gohan whistles, I whistle that like every day.
me too. It's a good one. It's a good whistle song.
Yeah. Um, no, my favorite dragon might be Falcor from Neverending Story. Like him a lot.
Falcor,
Yeah.
that's a good one. I think that's it. There's a lot of dragons. I mean, dragons are awesome. I totally understand why people like them. Kids like them.
Yeah.
Do you want to move on to the next section?
Sure.
What have you been watching, Eric?
What have I been watching? I just watched the Pee Wee Herman documentary on HBO
Oh,
Max.
nice,
Yeah.
nice. I want to check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like it goes like through his life, but the first episode's mostly about the TV show, I think. Like they talk about, or it's kind of like how he started. And well, actually, no, the TV show I think is mostly the second episode. First episode because he like does all this thing. He creates Pee Wee,
Oh,
and
it's a
then he
docu series. It's not like a
it's
movie.
just 2 episodes. I think it was supposed to be
Oh,
one
okay.
movie that he was involved in that he was doing. I guess he wanted it to direct it himself, but they told him you can't direct your own documentary. And
You can?
I guess not. I guess. But uh,
Damn, there goes my plans.
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But he unfortunately passed away like during the making of it. So I think in the whole process, it probably changed from being a movie to the series. But it's only 2 episodes. But no, it's pretty good. Learned some
Cool.
things about him. Yeah.
Talk about him going to jail.
Talks about him going to jail. Talks about him getting in trouble. The him when he got arrested that first time, that like big scandal,
Yeah.
didn't seem like it was that big a deal. Like obviously he was in trouble and like hid for a while, but seemed like the one that affected him mostly was the second time. Like, I don't know if he was arrested for it, but what's his face from Ferris Bueller, the principal, his name
Uh-huh.
Jeff. Is it Jeff? I don't remember his name, but
I can look it up for you.
he got in trouble for having child, stuff.
The principal on Ferris Bueller?
Yeah,
What? I didn't
and
know that.
because he was associated with Pee Wee, I guess someone said,
Jeffrey Jones?
yeah,
Jeffrey Jones?
yeah. So I guess someone accused Pee Wee of also having that material, and so the cops raided his house and stuff.
Dang. But they
Yeah,
didn't find nothing?
they found a bunch of like vintage homoerotic art, and of all
That's
the
okay.
like of the whole collection, he had like there was only one image that was questionable that they like tried to get him on.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's
it's stupid.
I get why it would affect him though. Like once you kind of get branded as that, it's like kind of probably hard to escape
Yeah, because like
people viewing you as such.
because the first time he was in an adult theater, like yes, he shouldn't have exposed himself, but
But also too, like, I mean, I've never been to an adult theater, right? But like
yeah,
I'd imagine if you go to an adult theater, like everyone's there for kind of the same thing, right?
right,
Like they want some spank bank material. I would imagine a lot would happen probably often, you
yeah,
know.
which is maybe why they were doing this thing there. Maybe they didn't want people doing that, but like I don't know.
It's like we're tired of people jerking off. No more
Yeah,
jerking off.
yeah, but he seemed to like come out of that okay. He like hit for a while, then came back and was doing fine, and then he got hit with the other accusation, and that didn't seem that seemed to
That
affect him a
sucks.
lot. Yeah,
I like Pee Wee.
I
I
like
like
Pee-wee
his
too.
movies.
Paul Rubens.
Big Adventure was a good one.
I liked him as the spleen and mystery man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's funny. That's cool. You watch anything else?
We just watched that Titan documentary. It was called an Implosion about the submersible that was going down to see the Titanic.
Yeah.
You just watched
Yeah.
that. That was interesting.
I feel like there's not much else to know about it. What else did
There's
they
not a
fucking
whole
say
lot to
about
know
it?
about it. They had a lot of like footage and stuff from the guy, and it's just he seemed very arrogant. And it's like people try
Scam
telling him
artist.
not so much a scam artist. I think he was trying to like do something like explore the ocean and stuff, but he was also cutting corners and not, you know, addressing issues as they arose when he should have, which
Yeah.
ultimately,
That was his
cost him his life.
demise,
Yeah,
amongst other people's.
yeah. Unfortunately, other people had to go with him. So,
Yeah,
you know,
that sucks. So, yeah, sad story. I remember when that was all going down. That was kind of crazy.
yeah. When they were looking for it, everyone's like, it's, they're dead.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Unfortunate.
yeah.
Unfortunate accidents.
What about you?
So I said documentaries.
Yeah, I guess so.
Um, Still watching Lazarus. We also started watching again because we started watching this show, and I think we were like 5 or 6 episodes deep. It's a show called Furin. It's an anime, and I've been hearing a lot of good things about it being like a really good fantasy anime, right? And I like fantasy stuff, so I was like, let me check it out. And like 5 episodes in, it was like really slow. It wasn't bad, it was just slow. And I don't know. I guess I just had some expectations of it to be a little different. So we stopped watching it for a while, and we were watching other things. Um, and then I was like, we should give Fear a chance again. And Nat was like, okay. And like literally, as soon as we started watching it again, it got really good. We're like, damn, this show's popping off. And so now we're really into it again.
Nice.
um, yeah, so we're watching Fear. Also on a whim at work, I'm not supposed to do this at work, but I put on Do the Right Thing um by Spike Lee,
Yeah,
and that movie it was so good, yo.
I've never
I
seen it.
totally get You should watch it before it leaves Netflix. It's leaving Netflix soon.
Oh,
Uh but yeah, I've been meaning to watch it for so long, and I saw it was leaving Netflix, and I was like, you know what, I should watch this before it goes, because once it goes, I don't know if I'll ever really watch it, because like it won't be easily accessible.
right.
And it was one of those movies where it was so good, I kind of had an existential crisis afterwards.
Oh,
Like I kind of shut down a little bit after I watched it. Uh, and after it ended, I went for a walk around my office building, and I called Natalie, and I was like, "The world sucks." Um, but also, I think it was just hitting really close to home because like of all the protests and the riots that are happening lately. Um, and that movie's more about like the police killing black people, and how fucking it happens all the time. And but it's still the message and the meaning or whatever is still there, and Spike Lee does it so well, and he has this whole um duality happening throughout the movie of good and evil. And they have that that infamous, not infamous but famous scene of Radio Raheem. He's holding the brass knuckles
mhm.
that say love and hate.
Yeah.
So a movie I really like. It's an older movie called The Night of the Hunter, and it's super good. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. I think I told you about it a while ago because I posted about it on Instagram. But it's a really good movie, and uh, that love and hate scene. He's like love versus hate, right? And like doing this whole thing. He's like, this is the hand that Cain smoked Abel or whatever, right? That is an homage to the Night of the Hunter. The main antagonist in the Night of the Hunter does the same exact speech, but in this version, Spike Lee has Radio Raheem do it from African Americans' perspective of 1989, right? And he does it so well, and it fits the themes. It's like one of those movies where everything he's pulling from feels like the movie was meant to exist. There's some movies and pieces of art where I feel like they pull from so much around them and the things that are happening around them and their own experiences that it becomes like a conglomerate of that present time, and it no longer becomes just like a piece of art. It becomes almost like a piece of history, and it's it feels like God put all the places together for it to exist, and there's one person that decided to reach out and put the puzzle together. Like it's one of those movies, and it's it's so good. It's so good. But yeah, I watched that movie.
Awesome.
And it was really good. And then I watched How to Train Your Dragon.
Nice.
Sort of. I was working on a problem while watching it. I mostly listened to it. Um, and I'm still watching The Studio. That show's really good, really funny. I think I'm on like episode 7 now. And also this past Friday the 13th, we watched Friday the 13th Part 6. Why 6? Because Natalie and I a while ago, I think was it last year or the year before that? I think it was last year. We decided to try to watch all the Friday the 13th, and we got to 6, and we didn't watch 6. So this past Friday the 13th, we put on
Is
6
6 before or after he takes Manhattan?
before.
Okay.
So we haven't got to Manhattan yet. I think we're close though.
So he's still just in the camp killing counselors.
Yeah. But I feel like this movie, honestly, this movie was really bad. It was a really terrible movie, but it wasn't the worst of the Friday the 13th. From what I've seen, the Friday the 13th, the third movie,
The one
it's a
that was in
3D.
3D, yeah.
God awful, yo. That's probably one of the worst movies ever.
It's the one where they like intentionally keep putting things in the camera.
Yeah, it's like we're in 3D. It's like okay, I get it. Yeah. Everything they pick up, it like puts it in front of the camera.
Yeah.
But this movie was really bad. But at the same time, the soundtrack was good because it was like in the middle of the '80s when it came out. So the soundtrack's mad good, and but everything else sucked. And I think a lot of times when people think of Friday the 13th, I think they think of like all the themes and aesthetics from this movie. There's even a store down here called Atomic Horror, and they have just a bunch of like stuff from horror movies, props, like little memorabilia shit. Like it's a cool store. I like it. And they have like a statue or whatever of Jason. I actually I put a picture of me on Instagram on my story. I'll send it to you so you can put it on the video. And that is the same Jason from this movie.
Is this the Jason, the hockey mask that has the like red markings on it?
He has a red V right here
Uh-huh.
on the forehead. Yeah.
Was there anyone famous or of note that was in the movie?
John Travolta's cousin was in it. He wasn't in
Okay.
much else, but Natalie noticed him. She was like, "He looks like a Travolta," and I was like, "He kind of does." And then she like looked it up, and yeah, he's like his cousin.
Interesting. Okay.
I think that's it. Corey Feldman was in the one previous
The one
to
before?
this
Okay.
movie. Yeah.
Wasn't what's his face also in that one? The dad from Back to the Future. He's
And the one where
Crispin.
Corey Feldman.
Yeah, Crispin Glover, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's in that one too. Yeah.
Yeah. He was like the nerd kid, I think.
I
I don't
I actually
remember.
like that one. But I don't think is it called Part 5? It might be called Part 5. But that one's good. I like that one.
Well, I think that's where I left off on this series. I don't know. They're all so much like they're all so similar hard to
It
remember.
all blends together. Yeah.
Yeah,
The best ones are 1 and 2.
yeah.
You don't really need to watch anything else. Just watch 1 and 2.
What
Uh,
about
that's
Jason
it.
X or Freddy versus Jason?
But I watched. So there's a couple things I watched probably a couple years ago that I was like, I liked this when I was younger. Let me check it out again. And then I checked it out again and I was like, this was a really bad movie. This movie fucking sucked. Freddy vs. Jason was actually one of them. Like I rewatched it and I was like, this wasn't as good as I remember.
It's not.
Alien vs. Predator is another one. I watched that one
Yeah.
a while back and I was like, this isn't as good as I remember either. I'll still watch them though, just because I like the concept. It's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Like Freddy vs. Jason, I felt it was more of like an action movie because they were mostly just fighting each
Yeah.
other than killing or killing the kids. It was
Yeah.
cool for what it was. That one guy was like the pothead was obviously supposed to be Jason Mewes, but he wasn't. It was some other guy. But he was just
Mm,
doing his best like Jason Mewes impression.
dang. Why wasn't it Jason Mewes? I feel like they could have hired Jason Mewes. Why
I
not?
don't remember. I don't know.
Huh.
He might have been on his whole drug thing at the time. I don't know.
Just yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's all I'm watching right now. I want to say there's something else, but I think that's it. I think
yeah,
that's it.
cool. I was almost watched the new Predator movie, but I wanted to wait to watch it.
Yeah. I know. I hear people talking about it. They're like, it's good. I'm like, I haven't watched it yet. Never
Yeah, I
going to.
know.
I think we're gonna watch. I think we'll watch it tomorrow.
Nice. I think I might watch it either like right before I leave or download it and watch it on the plane.
Fair.
You know,
Yeah, because Carlos said he might get here a day early, so I think tomorrow's my last day to watch it before I get booked with family.
yeah. You could watch it with the family.
They won't let me. There's no way. It'll be on in the background when we talk about shit.
Yeah, yeah, cool. Um, Finished Tires because I think last time I said I
Oh
only
yeah,
seen a couple episodes. Yeah, it was good. I liked it. They doubled up on the
I hear
amount
it's
of
good.
episodes. Yeah, it was really good. I think you would like it a lot actually.
Yeah, I should
Yeah,
check it out. I hear nothing but good things about it.
yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah. You want to move to final thoughts?
Sure, you can do that.
Do you have anything else to say about our? Actually, I mean, is there anything you're looking forward to that you want to mention that we haven't mentioned already?
I'm looking forward to as far as movies.
Yeah.
Um, so I said I got the Fantastic Four tickets last episode, right? I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
think I
you
I
did.
don't think this had happened yet, but um, James Gunn said, or he had posted that there was going to be an early showing of Superman
No
through
way.
through Amazon Prime. So if you're an Amazon Prime member, you have access to it. It's like a couple days before the movie comes out. I went ahead and bought tickets
Oh,
for that. Um,
interesting.
yeah, so I'll be seeing that on July 8th. I'll be at
Nice.
Century, so I'm leaving AMC for a day. Century,
Nice.
yeah. I already have tickets to see it another time too with someone else. Um,
Very nice.
but yeah, Superman, and other than that, Jurassic World, right? I forget the subtitle for that one.
Yeah, Jurassic World looks cool as fuck.
Yeah, and obviously 28 years later, that movie's
Oh
great. Yeah,
yeah. Same. Same. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I haven't mentioned already in the previous episodes that I'm looking forward to. I will say there was something else that I watched.
oh yeah,
Uh, it was a documentary on YouTube. I don't know if you're a YouTube Premium member.
I am.
I am too, because I use it all the time. It's
Yeah,
like I had,
you
why not?
constantly have something playing while I'm working, so
Same. Uh, but it was a documentary about Mike Mignola, the guy who created Hellboy,
okay.
and it was really good. I really liked it, and it made me appreciate Hellboy more. It made me appreciate Guillermo del Toro more. Even though I didn't know there was more I could appreciate of him, but it was. Yeah, and he has an awesome story, Mike Mignola. He has an awesome come up, and his wife is dope. Like his wife, like he worked for Marvel for a while, and then after working for Marvel, he was like, I don't know what to do with my life, because he didn't want to do that anymore, and he had this idea of a character, and his wife was like, "Why don't you do that?" And he was like, "You sure?" And she's like, "Yeah, like I'll keep working, like I'll support us, and you just work on your dream." And he was like, "Okay." And if she bet on him, invested in him, and he showed up, yo.
That's awesome.
I know.
There need to be more supportive wives because
Yeah,
Stanley's wife did the same thing when he wanted to do Spider-Man. They wouldn't let him do it, and she was like, "Do it anyway," and so he did.
see,
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah,
Those are the real wives of America right there.
yeah. Support your husbands. Support their
Yeah,
crazy
Natalie.
ideas.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I think she's still awake. I had to look behind me just in case.
But speaking of Hellboy, I surprised neither of us mentioned it in Dogma. One of the kids, the hockey player, like kids, is wearing a Hellboy T-shirt.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that. I really want to read some Hellboy comics now.
I've never read any. I'm sure they're good. People love that
You,
character.
you know, I didn't realize how similar of a character he was to like our characters of Mexican Jihad and Taquito.
Oh yeah.
He's like the same character. I was like, what the fuck?
Uh, Interesting.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I have some ideas to run by you about that.
Okay. Cool. I like that.
I don't know if we'll be able to hop on any of it anytime soon, but
Yeah, it's all right. We're busy.
we get busy. But yeah, I don't really think that there's anything else I have mentioned that I'm looking forward to. So you want to move to final thoughts
Final thoughts.
on How to Train Your Dragon?
Yeah. So I I think they added this in because of the casting of Astrid. Um, but they had announced that this girl's playing Astrid. She's black, light, lightest,
Barely,
lightest skinned black person ever.
barely. I think we're the same color. She's not the same color.
Yeah, hey, she did a great job. I don't care.
She was
Uh,
she was a good actor. I agree.
yeah,
She did good.
but when
She was
they
I think she's one of the better actors in the movie.
yeah, but yeah, when they announced that, people were like upset, like, oh, there can't be a black Viking, blah blah blah, whatever. Um, but then they add in the movie that like all these Vikings are from like every place that the Vikings ever went to, the best dragon killers. So
Mm,
like they like made a point to be like we're not just like your typical Vikings. We're from like around the world, and we all like
yeah,
have different dragons that we've killed. But
they made an effort to make it make sense.
yeah, which they didn't need to, but because they did, maybe they should have done something with that and like shown different dragons from different areas. You know,
Yeah,
add a little something to it.
yeah, something. Yeah.
You know,
I will say Arya liked the old Astrid better. She said she liked the old Astrid better.
America Ferrera, Chief Oyster.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Cool. I didn't know that.
who also isn't white.
Yeah, not white. um, I think there's something else. Arya also had a hard time deciding which movie she liked more. She was like, I don't know which movie I like more.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's okay. I like the same movie, dude.
I really like the Grunkles in this one.
Oh
The
yeah,
the fat dragons. I thought they're cute and funny. They reminded me of Roxy a
yeah,
little bit.
yeah. Same. All the snorting and stuff.
Yeah.
Roxy was our bulldog who passed away a while back. For the people that don't know. Um, yeah, the dragons looked amazing too.
They did. Yeah, I liked them a lot.
Both Arya and Natalie mentioned too that they felt like that the emotions coming from Toothless were more readable in this one. And
Hmm.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
'Cause
I thought they were more readable in the animated one.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe with the real people acting and reacting to it.
reacting to it.
Maybe they
Maybe.
felt like it was more readable.
I did like that the actor for Hiccup didn't try to do Jay Baruchel impression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I think if he tried and even messed up a little bit, it would have come off weird.
Yeah, so I think it's a good choice that he just did his own thing. Also like that
Agreed.
actor. I think it's only second thing I've seen him in, but he was in Black Phone, and that was really good.
He was in Black Phone, huh?
Yeah,
That is. I was wondering how I knew this kid. I was like, he looks familiar.
yeah,
Yeah, Black Phone was good.
yeah.
This kid kind of reminds me of Drake Bell a little bit.
I can
I
kind of
was like,
see that.
yeah,
Thinking about live actions and why they shouldn't be made, or at least especially if you're going to do the same movie, is I don't think anyone would ever try to do this with like a Miyazaki film, right? Because they're
he
perfect the way they are.
yeah, and he wouldn't like that either.
No, he wouldn't. So why are you doing it with other films that are fine? They don't need a retelling. Just show the movie again. I don't
It's just a cash grab and to keep their IPs relevant,
know.
and so they can keep selling merch and making money off of it.
Speaking of, I did see some toys at Target, and they're pretty cool. And
Yeah.
I almost bought some dragons today,
Do you see that they're making another Smurfs movie too?
dude. I don't like this Smurfs movie. I didn't see the last ones, but it was the same thing. Where it's like this cartoon Smurfs come into the real world. Like, why not just do a fully animated Smurfs movie?
I think this one is that.
It's not. They're going in the
It's
real
not.
world again. Yeah, like they're
Oh, I
blending
thought.
like live action and cartoon Smurfs.
I thought they was all animated.
No, if it was all animated, I'd be all for it, but it's not.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was all animated. So when I was like, oh, okay, like this might actually be better than the other ones. But at the same time, it's like I don't know any kid that's like hanging on to Smurf
Smurfs.
stuff. You know what I
They,
mean? Like
yeah,
Smurfs are old, yo.
they are way old.
They're done for, son. Like y'all lucked out with Scooby Doo because Scooby Doo had some reimaginings throughout the
Mhm.
throughout the years. Like Scooby Doo had like two other shows, one in like the early 2000s and then another one called Scoob, and so at least that kept it sort of relevant. And then also the movies, the live action movies.
Yeah, no, Scooby Doo's great. Um, I didn't like that Velma show. I tried watching it. It was terrible.
It looks like dog shit. I don't want to see that shit either. I don't even like
Mindy Mindy
I've
Galen.
never liked
I've
her.
never liked her either.
There's something about her that bothers me. Yo. I don't know what I can't place it.
Same.
Like she's just not that funny to
If
me, I
she's
guess.
ever in a show or a movie and she comes on screen, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
You just gotta get past this scene and get back to what I like.
Yeah.
But
Which feels kind of mean, but I don't know. She doesn't connect with me, you know.
no, she doesn't. I don't know. She's fine. I guess people like her. I don't.
I honestly don't know anybody that does like it, which is kind of sad.
Um, what I was gonna say is Scooby Doo, the live action movies they did were written by James Gunn, and he had an R-rated uh, version of the film that he wanted to do.
I did hear about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Those movies were cool. I liked those
they were
movies.
cool. I liked them. Uh, Matthew Lillard was the voice of Shaggy from like then on after he was the live action Shaggy,
Mm-hmm.
and
He did great. That's why.
then they recast him in the movie Scoob, which I don't know why, but they did.
Yeah, Scooby
Yeah,
Doo's cool.
yeah.
But all right, I think we're good. I think I don't have anything else really to say about How to Train Your Dragon, and I think everybody understands my opinions on live action movies. We don't need them, and like I want to say like, hey, like if we just stop going to them, then maybe they'll stop making them.
Yeah.
Like if we all just stop watching these live action movies, then maybe they'll stop making them. But like, I have a kid,
Yeah.
it's like I kind of have to. Like, she wants to see them. She sees the trailer. She's like, I want to see them. Like, okay,
All right, let's go.
yeah.
Um, do you want to leave something for our viewers to maybe comment on, like give an opinion or
Yeah, yeah. Tell him, Eric.
I don't know. I don't know. Give us what live action movies you do like, or maybe a movie that would work as live action, or maybe something I shouldn't touch. I don't know.
Ooh. So you know what? You know what? One movie I think I would approve of to make a live action of is
What's that?
Atlantis. Journey to Atlantis.
I think that would be a good one.
And you know why we'll never get it?
Why?
Because it flopped at the box office when it opened up. The animated one.
But it was
It
so
was
good.
It is really good, but it didn't do well.
Well, that's why I think it would do good as a live action, because then
I
it might reach a bigger audience.
and you actually have a solid reason to put it back out there because you know it's a good story. You know it has legs,
Yeah.
but it didn't get the opportunity that it had when it came out. So revamp it, put it out there, and it's literally they made that movie with live action stuff in mind. Like they made it based off of adventure movies that they saw as kids, like Indiana Jones and shit, which are all live action movies, and they wanted to make an animated movie of it. So it translates to live action so well because all the influence of live action movies that it came from. But they'll never do it because it flopped at the box office. So all the stupid fucking studio heads and suits, they're gonna see like, oh well, it's shitty. It didn't do well at the box office. So why would we redo it? We're gonna lose money again. That's their thought process. But they're dumb.
They are dumb. They are dumb.
But yeah, comment down below what live action movies you like, what you'd like to see as a live action, if they should even keep making live action movies. Give us your live action opinions.
Yeah. Well,
And as always, like, subscribe, share our video and our episodes with other people, rate us on Spotify, all that jazz. Helps us a lot. And yeah, you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram. We put out reels and TikToks and stuff. So, all right. Well, thank you everybody for watching.
thank you.
Bye.